Hey guys! Today I'm going to tell you about how we are going to fill the print of the hand that you've made a couple of weeks ago. First I will explain you what materials we all need. We need gypsum, I'll show you here. This is the bag that we have, gypsum, and it's especially for making models and for making sculptures and that kind of stuff. So it's not what you put on the wall, it's for making sculptures. So this is my scoop filled with the gypsum powder. This is a bowl of cold water. This is 2 pieces of plastic that we've connected at the ends, and you will find out later what we use it for. A roll of tape, 2 pieces of metal, 2 because we have 2 models to fill today, 1 mixer to mix the powder into the water. I have here some soap. This is just like jelly soap, very basic, normal, natural soap. And with the soap I've made some soapy water in a bucket. That's what we need to make it. Okay, so now we are going to fill the 2 prints that we have from Theo's hand. And first we have to close where you cut it open. And I'm going to do it with tape. From the top. To the bottom, that's one. It doesn't matter what kind of tape it is, just this is paper kind of tape, but you also have the plastic kind of tape, doesn't matter. As long as it sticks and closes the cut. Okay? So,
close it.
Now I'm going to use the soapy water to pour it in. And I want to make sure that all the walls have become wet and touch the soapy. And this we do because when we pour in the liquid gypsum, now it doesn't stick to the walls because we have to take this off, and then you have the original model, and the soap makes sure that there is a little layer and it doesn't stick the liquid to this. So that's one, and the other. So everything has been made wet. Empty it, and that's it. Now I'm going to place them in my box with sand. I put them both in one corner, like this, and I'm going to add some sand so that it stays in place. That. I have my metal strips.
Wacht even, close up.
Close up. The metal strip, I want it to hang in here, so it cannot stand on the bottom. It should be free, like this. And that's why we have this 2 pieces of plastic, which will hold the metal. And I lift it a little bit. So now it's touching the bottom. I don't want that. I want it to be free. So now you see it can move around freely. That's one.
is eigenlijk een bar.
Oh, bar, this is a bar. It's not a strip, it's a metal bar. Okay, so I don't want it to be touching any of the sides. I want it to be able to be free. Okay, now we're going to make the liquid. And so this is filled about 3/4. And I'm going to add...
Is het warm of koud?
It's cold water. I'm going to add the powder. And I'm going to add just long enough until it becomes about yogurt of thickness. So it should not be milk. This we would call milk, I think. See, it's too watery, so we need more of the gypsum. And you just keep on mixing. It's still a bit too thin. Now it's getting better. I don't want any lumps in there. I want it to be smooth like pancake mix. So now you see it has become a bit more thick. So it should still be able to pour and to drip like this. Not be too thick and not be like water. So yeah, this is good. And then we can pour it in the prints. So the metal rod is in there. And fill it all the way. You know, I steer around a little bit with the metal so I know for sure that it's not touching any sides. I fill the other one. So that's why we don't want it to be too thick, the gypsum, so it can freely fill all the little holes and cracks that may be in your model. So yeah, we just fill it up all the way to the brim. And make sure it's not touching any sides. And now we have finished this part of the process, and I think it takes about 1 or 2 hours until it's completely hard. And then the next video I will show you how to unwrap it and what we do with it next.
Misschien goed om te vertellen dat je het niet aan moet komen.
Ah yeah. Make sure that it rests like this, and you don't want to be touching it or like kick to the sandbox or anything. You want to make sure that it can become hard, like peacefully. Ben je nog aan het filmen? Ja. So what you can see now already here, I don't know if it's very clear, but it becomes a bit of a hole in here. So I filled it up quite high, and now it's already sinking in. Here you can see it maybe better. So I still have some fluid of some liquid, and I'm gonna fill it up like that. And usually one time of adding like this after a minute or two should be enough, and now it stays full. And it's not becoming a hole because it's running empty, but it's becoming a hole because it's just finding its way inside the whole model. That's it. Okay. So the products have dried a couple of hours, and I'm gonna take them out. They're still in the sand. Here's the fake one out. There's some sand on it, so I clean it. I this, what's this called?
Vice.
Vice. Take off the tape first. So this was number 3. I write on the top that this was number 3. Or if you have more models, you write the name of the person or the dog. And then I'm gonna unwrap it. And because we have used the soapy water, it should be quite easy to take it off. Take a little knife to make it easier. This is a thick layer of gypsum. Yeah, there it goes. So we want all the white to come off, and then inside there is the gypsum we poured in. Here comes Theo's hand. And there it is. Okay, so this looks very well. There is some, it's a bit rough now, and I want to make it smooth. So for that I have this rasp, and I'm gonna take off the big extra gypsum we don't need in the process. So I'm using this big rasp, and this is like grinding linen, which is rough, and you can use it like this to make it more smooth. So I'll just work my way around like this. And then in the end it will be all nice and smooth. Here we have a bit of a hole, so with some extra gypsum I will make it smooth as well, so that we can make the product around it. So that's it. Next shot will be 2 smooth Theo hands. Thanks. Okay, so here we are. We are going to do the last part of making a nice smooth model. Here you see 2 models of Theo. This is number 1, this is number 3. And as you can see, with number 1 I have already made it neater than number 3, and there's still some holes and cracks visible in number 3. In the back as well, here you can see we want to make it smooth. It was like that in this one also, and now I'm going to make it a bit nicer. I've made some gypsum again. It's become a bit thick, but that's the process. This is good. This is thick yogurt, and I have some just normal water as well, which helps. And then with some gypsum on the fingers, I'm just going to fill up all the holes. Make sure that you're only filling up the holes and not adding extra thickness or layer. So with the water, after I make it a bit more smooth, and also the smallest little holes, you can just fill them with the gypsum. Because I did number 1 first with my gypsum in the little bowl. I had thinner gypsum to do that, and because of time now it has become more thick, so I'm a bit in a rush to finish this off before it has become too thick. So this works best with your fingers and all the round shapes that the finger has. And you can feel what you are doing. See, this is now has become really thick, as you can see, which is fine. It's still, I can still shape it, but I think in another 4 minutes it will be too hard, so it goes quite quick. And with the wet hand you can still manipulate it a little bit more and make it really smooth. Somewhere. So, there. That's number 3. And now I will let it completely dry over the night, and then tomorrow I go over it once more with the sanding linen to finish it off, and then it's finished and ready for the next step in the production. Thanks.